In our Tasmania trip, our next stop is King Solomon Cave. King Solomon Cave is situated in Mole Creek National Park. However, there are another cave called Marakupa Cave. However, currently it is closed, so we can visit only King Solomon Cave. It is recommended to book the tour in advance. You can call this number which is in the screen right now and make your reservation. You can pay it by your credit card. You can go to the link in the screen and you can get more details about the King Solomon Cave and the Mole Creek National Park. We park our vehicles here. This is the entrance to the reception area. You have to walk around 200 meters, then give your tickets to the reception and you can wait for your friendly tour guide. During the cave tour, you can't take any limestone as souvenirs. So, they have shared this limestone with us just to check and return. As advised, don't touch anything in the cave and don't take anything as souvenir. So, let's go.
Tasmania is the most geologically stable place on the planet. We've had very little seismic activity in the last 48,000 years, and prior to that, perhaps 20 events of significance in the previous 200 million. I tell you that so you don't have to worry about any of that falling down. Be assured if any of that fell down, you wouldn't worry long. Now, the other thing about Tasmania is that we are home to the most unique landscape in the world. Down here we've got something called Tasmanian unconformity, and I'm not talking about the people. I am, however, talking about the way the tectonic plates move. You see, generally when tectonic break and shatter, but under the right conditions they can be incredibly strong. In fact, if you keep on the lookout, you might see some straws that have weights hanging from them. Now, should those straws become blocked with a little bit of debris, the calcium carbonate will ooze out the sides. Might poke you up. Now over here we have some stuff that looks like canopy. So of course it's called canopy. Now, canopy forms when sheets of water are coming down over the rock, depositing calcium carbonate on the surface, eventually filling in and forming this stuff here, which is called flowstone. However, when the rock is eroded away from behind the canopy, flowstone doesn't form, and the canopies just continue to grow in length and start to look a bit like a beard. But I'm going to look out for some examples of that as well. Now, when that water dries out, that's when the calcite crystals are exposed. That's when we start to get all this beautiful sparkle. And the reason the crystals are white is because they're two-dimensional. You see, a three-dimensional crystal is the only one that creates the colours of the spectrum. Your reds, your blues, your greens, your purples. The only time we see spectral colours in our crystals here is after a really big rain, and that's because there are areas of the cave where the crystals form on the surface of the water, and therefore they become three-dimensional, and you get those colours. Now I'm just going to smoothly move. For example, along this first little walkway here, As you're going across this walkway, look to your right, you're going to see some chocolate-covered popcorn. Chocolate-covered popcorn. Now that popcorn is a type of coralloid, which simply is just a speleothem that looks like coral. It's called popcorn because it looks like popcorn. Now the chocolate syrup that's covering it is a combination of ochre, tannins and iron deposits. And for a really good example of the iron, now as you come down this gantry, look to your left, you are going to see the remains of an ancient riverbed. You see, this cave is classified a dry cave. Maricopa is a wet cave. The difference, Maricopa has a river. This one doesn't. The same weight as granite. So we can get a guesstimation for how much it weighs by weighing a similar sized block of granite. There's that first cavity. Beautiful photo. That is the sort of photo you'd see in a textbook, to be honest. And this is that next section I was talking about. We've got the flow stone over there. See calcium carbon on the right, iron deposits on the right, sorry. Left and got some tree roots here.
Yeah.
Because we're very shallow, only about 5 metres below the surface here, so tree roots. But also, look at all these tool marks. Perfectly preserved in the clay from 1928. And as I said, that's the size of pickaxe they're using. This is not something you can swing over your shoulder, man.
Yeah.
Basically just using it in front of your face. Now as you come down the stairs, do be considerate of everyone at the back. I'd like to get everyone on the stairs, or at least being able to see me. Yeah, think of setting. As the torchlight enters, it's refracted in all those different directions, and you get this beautiful translucence. Many a lady on tour has told me they think it looks like a salt lamp. I only found out what that was this week. Had a girl who bought one for a mum, like she was on tour, so she showed me a photo. My takeaway, Mother Nature does it better. She always does. Now, this is one wing of the original King Solomon's Cave tour. It's also where we start to see some of the more destructive or damaging aspects of doing show caves. So they're called helictites, and we don't know how they form. There are three leading theories. The first theory suggests that pressure pushing behind porous rock makes the calcium carbonate tubules, of which they're about 1 millimetre in diameter, get forced out of the rock at great speed, and so they defy gravity. Another theory suggests that it's for an old Greek cave tour. It's a day out, you're going to... Anyway. Those men would have to navigate their way past the old acetylene tank. I've been told that's been left there as a historical record, not because it's too heavy, sure. And then they'd have to walk down this staircase, which was made of wood, and so has since rotted away. But then once they got into this central chamber... You've done really well. You're welcome, mate. You are all welcome to make your way to the end of the cave. It is beautiful. It's restricted in terms of its size, so do be considerate and sort of take some photos and move back. But the main thing I want to draw your attention to up the end there is the floor. You see, we've just walked through this cave on all this concrete. But the concrete wasn't always here. Beyond that rail, that's what the floor of the cave actually